Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to create an open window drawing. This drawing is in the style of Henri Matisse, and we're going to look at some of his work. So this is what we're going to be creating today, but I'm going to show you a really simple way to draw it. It's really important that you pay attention closely to the directions of lines because that will make your picture better. You're going to start off with a white sheet of paper, and you're going to fold each side towards the middle. Okay. Your paper won't stay like this at the end. We're going to flatten them, but this makes it easy to divide your paper into the proper proportions. So for this drawing, I'm going to start with a Sharpie, but I'm going to have you start with a pencil in case you make any mistakes. So to begin with, we're going to draw a square in the center of your paper. You want to make sure that you keep some space below and some space above. So I'm going to start by drawing a square. So I'm going to create a vertical line, a horizontal line, another vertical line, and then a horizontal line. Okay. And you can see that I have space above and below my square. Inside of the square, I'm going to draw another square. This is almost like a frame that would be around a window, and if you check in our classroom, you can see this frame around our doors and around the window next to the door. Okay. So now that I have my square drawn, I'm going to start by creating some diagonal lines. And you want to go find each of the four corners and draw a diagonal line going from each one. You want to make sure that you're not going all the way to the side of the paper with your diagonal line, and they should be about even. And this is the open window part. Okay, so now I have four diagonal lines going up from each corner, and now I'm going to connect these with a straight line. Okay, and I'm going to take a little line from each side, a horizontal line, and this is going to create the side of the window, and then you're going to bring it down. Okay, and this makes the window look more three-dimensional. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, because I used a Sharpie, I'm not going to be able to erase some of my reference lines. Because you're using a pencil, you will. So you'll be able to see what lines should be erased when I draw and why it's important to start with a pencil. Okay, this is one of the trickier parts, but if you just pay attention and you're very aware of creating parallel lines, you'll be very successful. So here is my line, and I want to create a line parallel to it. Okay. Now if you notice, my lines are going diagonal just as the lines I created off the corners are to create a parallel line. You don't want it to go straight, you want to do it parallel. So now I'm going to make a vertical line, and it's going to go up. And now I'm going to create a vertical line going down. And do you see this big gap in between here? I want to close that gap, so I'm going to bring this one a little bit further down and this one a little bit further up. And now I'm just going to connect them off. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So these go up. These vertical lines come down. Make these go up a little bit further, make these come down, and I'm going to finish them. Okay? And now what we have are the two panels of the window, and we have the window itself. And the last thing I'm going to show you how to do today is I'm going to show you how to create the window sill. And this is just going to be a vertical line coming down and a vertical line going down. If you look at the negative space, which is the space that's created by the things you didn't draw, so this space in between, it should create like a triangle. And this comes across. Now, this window is where you're going to put your landscape. And because these will be painted, you don't have to really erase your pencil lines. So whatever you want the view to be out your window will go here, and this is the sill. And the window sill, just like Matisse did, he created some potted plants. So you can use your reference guides that I left on your table, and you can go ahead and add them. Now I switched to a drawing pencil for this, so you can see that if I used a pencil, I would erase these two lines. You want to make sure that your potted plant is on the windowsill, not in your picture. And your plants don't have to be anything complex. It can be just a series of lines that create shapes, and those shapes that create an image of a plant. Another tip is if you want your pot to look rounded, you're going to use curved lines, and you can add any kind of design you want on these plants. Remember, odd numbers are always more interesting, so if you want to do odd number plants, or you could put a stack of books or anything you'd like that you would normally see on a windowsill. You can use Matisse's famous paintings for reference, and then you can go ahead and get started.